So friends, welcome to this session. In this session, our discussion will be on practice questions of all the topics that we have done. So you have to be alert now. It can be question can be from any topic, right from salary, HP, PGBP, capital gain, IFOS, clubbing, set off, carry forward, deductions of chapter 6A, computation of tax liability, and residential status. So it could be of any topic. So you have to be alert now. Okay, your provisions and your knowledge now will be tested. So 11th question from your question bank, page number 44. 11th question from your question bank, page number 44. Hopefully we are able to do it. Let's see. I will help you. You have to solve. I will help you. See, from the following details, compute total income and tax liability of Siddhant, whose age is 31 years. He is of Delhi. As per section 115 BSc and regular provisions. In both you have to calculate. So yes, we are going to expose you to such questions. Today's 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, next 3 days. Next 3 days we have to do advanced tax, TDS, TCS. Okay, filing of returns and total income. So a lot of things, but it will be done comfortably. Advise Mr. X whether he should opt for 115 BAC. Two things are there, BAC or shift out of BAC. Which is better? That you have to decide. You will calculate liability in both. Wherever liability is less, select that. First point, salary including DA, fine, taxable fully. Salary also, DA also. Bonus, taxable. Salary of servant provided by employer. It is a benefit given by employer to employee, taxable. Rent paid by Siddhant for his accommodation. He is paying rent for his own accommodation. Bills paid by employer for gas, electricity and water provided free of cost at the above flat. This is again benefit given by employer to employee. Siddhant purchased the flat in Cooperatives Housing Society in Delhi. He is of Delhi. He is purchasing flat in Delhi for 4,75,000 in April 16, which was financed by loan from LIC of 1,60,000 at 15% interest. His own savings 65,000 and a deposit from Nationalized Bank for 2,50,000, to whom this flat was given on lease for 10 years. Okay. The rent payable by bank was 3,500 per month. In short, he is also having income from HP. The following particulars are relevant. Municipal taxes paid by Mr. Siddhant. So allowed as deduction while computing income from HP. House insurance, nothing to be done. He earned 2,700 in share speculation business and lost 4,200 in cotton speculation. Set off. After set off, speculation loss remaining is 1,500 that will be carried forward for next 4 years. In the year 2021, he had gifted 30,000 to his wife and 20,000 to his son, who was 11. 11 means minor. The gifted amounts were advanced to Mr. Rajesh, who was paying interest at 19% per annum. So this will be clubbed in the hands of this assessee. But understand, when for wife we are clubbing, no deduction, club it. But when minor, for minor we are clubbing, take an exemption of 1500 only when paying tax when shifting out of 115 BAC, not in 115 BAC. So this small difference. Siddhant received a gift of 30,000 each from four friends. Friends. So 30,000 into 4, 1 lakh 20,000. It is exceeding 50,000 in aggregate in cash during a PY. It becomes fully taxable. See, if you keep your flexibility like this across topics, then income tax is easy. Like 1 point from IFOS, 1 point from clubbing, few point from salaries, few point from set off carry forward. Students find that only difficult. Shifting from one topic to other. Your shifting if smooth, then you can easily do this topic. He contributed 50,000 to PPF. Deduction under 80C if you are shifting out of 115 BAC. Understood? So this way you have to tackle the question. Let's do it step by step. So first under default tax regime. First do under default tax regime. Give the heading computation of. So in default tax regime na, don't take deduction of PPF and don't take that minor child's exemption of 1500 per annum. I don't think there is any other difference. So give proper reference first. Question number 11, page 44. Computation of total income and tax liability of Siddhant under default tax regime, that is under section 115 BAC, that is under section 115 BAC for AY what 24-25 in bracket relevant to PY what 23-24. Clear? Particulars, and it's a total income question. So according to me, we should make 3 amount columns. Particulars, amount rupees, amount rupees, amount rupees. All of you particulars, amount rupees, amount rupees, amount rupees. Friends, shall we start? A. Income from salary. No challenge at all in income from salary. You have the question in front of you. You can keep on taking the figures from there. Each figure as you take, tick mark it. Salary including DA. We are not given bifurcation of what is basic and what is DA. No problem. You can take salary including DA in the second amount column, 4,35,000. After that, what you have? Bonus, that is also fully taxable, 15,000 in the second amount column. What is next? Salary of servant provided to employee paid by employer. Salary of servant provided to employee paid by employer in bracket taxable perquisite. Taxable perquisite, comma, valued at actual salary paid by employer to servant, valued at actual salary paid by employer to servant. In second amount column, you can take 12,000. Next, facility of free gas, electricity and water. All of you, facility of free gas, electricity and water. Again in bracket, taxable perquisite in hands of employee. Taxable perquisite in the hands of employee, comma, valued to the extent cost to the employer. Valued to the extent cost to the employer. Valued to the extent cost to the employer. Close the bracket. Take the amount. Given, what is the amount? 11,000. I think all benefits are over. This is not benefit. Which is not benefit? This. Siddhant is paying his own rent for his own accommodation. This is not benefit. See now, how is word given? Rent paid by Siddhant means employee for his own accommodation. For his accommodation. This is not benefit. This is not paid by employer. This is paid by himself. This might be considered in 80 GG. Rent paid. But I will tell you it won't come. Because he is having another house, own house, which he has given on rent. And he is staying on rent. You can't get 80 GG also. So that point is useless in this question. That information is useless in this question. Take the total and tell me what is gross taxable salary. What is your GTS? 4 lakh. In the second column itself, 4,73,000. Less deduction under section 16(1)(a). There will be no entertainment allowance, no profession tax, it's not there. So just take deduction under section 16(1)(a) and it is given even if you are in default regime. So in bracket you can write allowed also in default regime. So please take in bracket 50,000 and therefore net taxable salary. You can take net taxable salary figure in the third amount column. What is figure of net taxable salary? 4,23,000 in the third amount column. Is it clear? Is salary done? You have HP also. Write down B point, income from house property. Give the heading income from house property. Under income from house property, first point will be how much rent you are getting. 3,500 per month. So income from house property, next line, gross annual value. Gross annual value. In bracket write being rent paid means received. Being rent received. that is rupees 3500 into 12 being rent received, that is rupees 3500 into 12. Take it. See, there is no information of municipal value and fair rent and standard rent. So directly we are taking rent received itself as GAV. Are you getting in second amount column 42,000 less municipal taxes paid by owner of the property during the PY? What are municipal taxes paid given? Sorry. So take 4,300 in bracket in the second column. So are you getting next line, therefore net annual value in the second amount column? Did you get net annual value 37,700? Had you all taken municipal taxes in bracket? Next line, less deductions under section 24. All of you, deductions under section 24. Under that, small a, standard deduction at 30% of NAV. What is standard deduction at 30% of NAV? 11,310 can be taken in first amount column. And next, small point B, sub point B, clause B, interest on borrowed capital. They have told you in the question that you have taken a loan. We are assuming that full loan is still outstanding. Loan is of what amount? So in bracket 1,60,000 into 15%, assuming entire loan is still outstanding. 1,60,000 into 15%, assuming entire loan is still outstanding. There is no other option. So how much figure you are getting of loan interest? 24,000. Please take total of 24,000 and 11,310 in second column in bracket. 35,310. Please subtract it from your NAV and tell me what is therefore net income from house property. 2,390. And mind you, all other information that is given there is irrelevant. Which information? That he purchased the flat for this amount. This amount is immaterial right now. In calculating this year's income, it is immaterial. How he managed the money, that is also immaterial. History is given, how he managed the money, how much loan he took, how much were his own savings and all. Everything of that sort is immaterial. Then leaving one line, so salary is done, HP is done, don't have PGBP. No, you have PGBP. Loss is there, no? Write down profits and gains from business or profession. Profits and gains from business or profession. Profits and gains from business or profession. Underline that. Next line. Income from share speculation business in the second amount column 2,700. Less, next line, less loss from cotton speculation business being set off. Less loss from cotton speculation business being set off. What is loss from cotton speculation business being set off? I want to take only 2700 in bracket. In bracket 2700. Next line, therefore PGBP dash in the third column. Therefore PGBP dash in the third column, and next line write down loss of speculation business to the extent of rupees 1500. Loss of speculation business to the extent of rupees 1500 in bracket 4200 minus 2700 shall be carried forward to subsequent AY for being set off. Shall be carried forward to subsequent AY for being set off. Clear? Full stop. Continue. Okay. I hope you got it. Close the bracket. So salary done, HP done, PGBP done. There is no capital gain. Next line, income from other sources. All of you gave the heading. Income from other sources. Give the heading. Under that, write down interest income received by wife, interest income received by wife to be clubbed in hands of Siddhant. Interest income received by wife to be clubbed in hands of Mr. Siddhant as it is out of gift given by him to his wife. Understood this point? In next line in bracket, rupees 30,000 into 19%. Wife is getting this interest. 30,000 into 19%. Now it will be taxed in his hands. Clubbed. How much? 5,700 in the second amount column. All of you, second amount column 5,700. Next line, interest received by minor son. Interest received by minor son. Interest received by minor son to be clubbed in hands of Siddhant. To be clubbed in hands of Siddhant. Assuming his income is greater than his wife's income. Assuming his income is greater than his wife's income. Got it? Next line, open the bracket, show the working, 20,000 into 19%. What is 20,000 into 19%? Huh? 3,800. Go to next line, open the bracket, write down exemption under section 1032. Exemption under section 10 in bracket 32 with respect to income of minor child being clubbed. With respect to income of minor child being clubbed is not allowed as he is paying tax under section What? As is paying tax under section 115 BAC. Is it clear to all of you? Next sub point, gift received in cash. Gift received in cash means in money terms. Gift received in cash from four friends. That is non-relative. Gift received in cash from four friends. That is non-relatives. In bracket write down 30,000 into 4, comma, fully taxable. 30,000 into 4, comma, fully taxable. Why friends? Fully taxable being gift in cash exceeding rupees, being gift in cash exceeding rupees 50,000 from a non-relative, being gift in cash exceeding rupees 50,000 from non-relative during a PY. During a PY. So close the bracket. Are you getting 1,20,000? Can you please take total of 1,20,000 and 3,800 and 5,700? And can you tell me what is therefore total income from other sources? 1,29,500 in the third amount column. Can you all take total of third amount column? Take your salary, then your HP, there is 0 PGBP, then your IFOS, and tell me what is your GTI. 5,54,890. If 5,54,890 is your GTI, less deductions under chapter 6A, in bracket write not allowed. Not allowed as not allowed as not allowed as he is paying tax as per section, not allowed as he is paying tax as per section 115 BAC. Did you all get the point? Now leaving one line in same format, you can write tax liability computation. You know it's going to be 0. Why 0? You are going to get a rebate because your total income is not exceeding 7 lakhs. You remember rebate? So leaving 1 2 lines, what heading you have given? Tax liability computation under section 115 BAC. I hope all of you remember the slabs. Next line, 0 to 3 lakhs. All of you 0 to 3 lakhs. Second column dash. Next line, 3 lakh to 6 lakh. Tax at 5%. What falls in 3 lakhs to 6 lakhs? 2 lakh 54,890 into 5%. What is 2 lakh 54,890 into 5%? 12,745 in the second column. Take total of 0 and that. So of course 12,745. Next line, less rebate allowed as total income is not exceeding rupees 7 lakh. Less rebate allowed as total income is not exceeding rupees 7 lakhs. Less rebate allowed as total income is not exceeding rupees 7 lakh. Do you know how much is rebate? Next line, write down in bracket 12,475 or 25,000. You remember now? 100% of tax payable or 25,000, comma, whichever is lower. So how much rebate you are getting? 12,745 is the rebate you are getting. So therefore tax payable nil. All of you, tax liability nil. Anyone knows difference between tax liability and tax payable? Tax liability means overall liability before considering advance tax TDS. If I minus advance tax TDS, I'll get tax payable. So tax liability is nil. All of you nil. If there was any TDS that has happened now, that you will now get as refund because liability is to nil minus prepaid taxes. You will get a refund if any. So right now tax liability is nil. All of you could understand each and every point. Now leaving 1 2 lines. See first on your calci. Take 544,890 and minus 1500. Which 1500? Minus exemption and also minus 50,000. Which 50,000? PPF deduction. And tell me how much is your amount. But so 5,03,390 is going to be your total income when you go for paying tax as per the, I mean, you are opting out of 115 BAC. Normal, yes, regular, old regime. And of course, in old regime, you would have got rebate if total income would not have exceeded 5 lakh. It is just exceeding 5 lakh by some amount. So you don't get any rebate here. You'll have to calculate liability. So write down computation of total income and tax liability of Siddhant for AY 24-25 under normal provisions of the Act. Computation of total income and tax liability of Siddhant for AY 24-25 in bracket relevant to PY 23-24 under normal provisions of the Act, that is shifting out of default regime of 115 BAC, that is shifting out of default regime of 115 BAC. Is the heading clear to all of you? Computation of total income and tax liability of Siddhant for AY 24-25 in bracket relevant to PY 23-24. Close the bracket under normal provisions of the Act, that is shifting out of default regime of section 115 BAC. And then do particulars amount rupees. Single column will do. We have to just do reconcile now. Just do reconciliation now. Means just minus the allowed exemptions and deductions. Have you? So write down A point gross total income in bracket as per section 115 BAC tax regime as computed above. Gross total income as per section 115 BAC tax regime as computed above. How much is that? 5,54,890. Did you all take 5,54,890? Shall we go ahead? 100%. Have you got 554,890? Next line, less exemption under section 1032 with respect to minor child's income. Exemption under section 1032 with respect to minor child's income clubbed in hands of Siddhant. So it is 1500 in the amount column in bracket. Please put it in bracket. Next line, therefore GTI under the old regime. Gross total income under old regime. So is it 5,53,390? All of you got 5,53,390 less deduction under section 80C. Deduction under section 80C in bracket contribution to PPF. So you know you can take entire 50,000. Please take 50,000 in bracket and tell me whether your total income is 5,03,390. Did you get 5,03,390? Now in the same format, leaving one line, write down tax liability computation. Tax liability computation. All of you, tax liability computation. A point 0 to 2.5 lakhs dash. Isn't it 0 to 2.5 lakh dash? Next line 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh tax at 5%. So you know between 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh there is 2.5 lakh. On that 2.5 lakh calculate tax at 5%. Did you get 12,500? And lastly between 5 lakh to 10 lakh tax at 20%. But what falls between 5 lakh to 10 lakhs in this case? Hardly any amount. 3,390 into 20%. So what is 3,390 into 20%? 678. Take total of 678 and 12,500. 13,178. Add health and education cess at 4%. Is your health and education cess 527? Therefore, total tax liability is your total tax liability 13,705. Next line, rounded off to nearest of 10 under section 288B, 288 capital B. So what is the tax liability rounded off to nearest of 10 under section 288B, 13,710. So you are happy with what? The default regime. So leaving 1 2 lines, write down decision slash recommendation slash conclusion slash advice. You write whatever you like. Decision, conclusion, recommendation, advice. Any one of the word write, please. So give a hyphen, write down. It is recommended. It is recommended to Siddhant. It is recommended to Siddhant to pay tax as per. It is recommended to Siddhant to pay tax as per section 115 BAC, that is under default tax regime. That is under default tax regime, as his liability is lower, as his liability is nil, rather not lower, as his liability is nil in that regime. Clear? And leaving 1 2 lines, write down note. This note I want you to write. I will dictate you in short. So write down this note. Section 80 GG deduction would not be allowed to Siddhant. Section 80 GG deduction would not be allowed to Siddhant. Section 80 GG deduction would not be allowed to Siddhant in spite of paying rent for his accommodation. In spite of paying rent for his accommodation. In spite of paying rent for his accommodation. In spite of paying rent for accommodation, as he already owns a property in Delhi. As he already owns a property in Delhi. Got it? Hence, condition of section 80 GG is not satisfied. Hence, condition of section 80 GG is not satisfied. Is it clear to all of you? Do you have energy of one more question? Yes, now. Very good. So, one more question. 12th. Last question for today. Of course, it will take 45 minutes. With me explaining you and all. This also took 45 minutes. So, this also will take 45 minutes. Nicely we can solve it. See. Easily you will be able to solve it. Question number 12 on page 45. Question number 12 on page 45. See, Ramdin, age 33. See, if I explain you every point in depth, will you be able to solve right now? I want to, yes. I want to test you on that. So I'm going to explain you every point in depth. You have to solve it right now. Ramdin, whose age is 33 years, working as manager with Frozen Foods Limited, provides following information. Okay. What is the question asked in the end? Check. So we can think on that line. Compute total income, tax payable for AY 24-25, assuming that he has exercised the option to shift out of default tax regime of 115 BSE. Means you are paying tax as per old regime, regular provisions. Let's think, friends, let's think. Basic salary, fully taxable. Every point you have the notes. There you keep on writing every point because you have to solve. So 15,000 into 12, fully taxable. Correct. Next, DA, 12,000 into 12, fully taxable. Okay, we will see what to do 50% TOE, retirement benefits, but first 12,000 into 12, fully taxable. Commission, 0.5% of sales, fully taxable. So next line, sale is given 50 lakhs. So 50 lakhs into 0.5%. What is that? 50 lakh into 0.5%. 25,000. Fully taxable 25,000. Bonus, fully taxable. Gratuity. Gratuity is given at the time of when he's still in employment. Fully taxable. Very good. Own contribution means employees contribution to RPF. Deduction under section 80C and you are anyways out of 115 BSc. Take this deduction under 80C. Employer's contribution to RPF. What is given 20% of basic that will be taken in first column. Less exempt 12% of salary. Here salary is equal to basic plus DA terms of employment plus commission percentage of sales. So see, do this question yourself, you will get a lot of confidence. Okay, with timer, we will put timer and you will solve. Next. What is next? Interest credited to RPF at 15% is 15,000. Exempt is up to 9.5%. So basically exempt will be 9,500. So taxable will be 5,500. Under that salary of course. Next, gold ring worth 10,000 was given by employer on 25th wedding anniversary. It will become taxable, not taxable up to first 5,000. So there are two opinions. You can either tax full 10,000 or you can tax 5,000. We all will take same opinion. We all sitting here will take same opinion. You will tax 5,000. Music system purchased by company for 85,000 and was given for personal use. So I will assume it is given for personal use from first day. So value of asset of employer used by employee is 10% per annum of original cost of asset. So 85,000 into 10%, 8,500. Value of perk. So I think at this point we complete the salaries point. So whatever salary you get, subtract standard deduction. Don't forget that you will get NTS, net taxable salary. Going ahead, two old light good vehicles owned by him were leased to transport company against fixed charges of 6,500 per month. But anyways, books of accounts are not maintained. Follow 44 AE 7,500 into 2 into 12. This will be your PGBP. 1,80,000, right? Is your PGBP. Next. So salary done, PGBP done. Next. Received interest of 5860 on bank FDs on 24th March and interest of 6786 from debentures of Indian companies. Nice. 6786 will be equal to 90. So 100 is how much? You have to gross up. Please gross up. Because net received is given. Huh? How much? 7540 will be IFOS and 5860 as it is. So 5860 and what you calculated just now, that is your IFOS. Income from other sources. See, there was a TDS of 10%. So what you received, 6786 is equal to 90. So 100 is how much? That's what we did. Then made payment by checks of 15,370 towards premium of life insurance. ATC 22,500 for mediclaim of self and spouse. ATD, and it is not exceeding 25,000. Take full deduction. Invested in NSC. ATC, FDR, fixed deposit receipt of 5 years. ATC. Clear? And last point, donation of 11,000 to institution approved under ATG means 50%, 50% qualifying, but 50% with qualifying limit, and 5,100 to Prime Minister National Relief Fund, 100% without qualifying. All of you without qualifying, 5,100. That's it. And they were given by check. Got it? Compute total income and tax payable for AY 24-25. Assume that Ramdin has exercise option to shift out. That's why you're taking all the deductions of ATC, ATD, ATG. Go ahead and calculate. Assume this is asked in the exam and do it accordingly. Assume it is asked in exam for 12 marks. Not even 12, 10 marks. 10 marks into 1.8 minutes. So I'll give you 15 minutes. I know it comes to 18, but I have done many of your work. So by 1540 means 340, you should get the answer. All students watching recorded sessions, you also do it, please. Exactly put timer of 15 minutes and solve it. I'm not disturbing you for next 15 minutes now. There is always a stepwise marking. So don't worry about going wrong at particular point. Keep on solving. That's important. So last 2 minutes. Have you done it? You are till what point have you reached? Sorry, what point you are onto? Yes. Anyone has got the final answer? No. ठीक है take your time. How much more time I should give you? 5 minutes? 10 more minutes. That means in your 3 hours you will do what? Only 70 marks paper. No, no, you should increase your speed, okay? Keep doing online students, keep doing. So whatever you are doing now, but first check the answer, and if you are still doing the sum in the top margin, you can keep the answer right written and then check it. See, your income from salary, basic, you got basic 1,80,000, DA 1,44,000, commission 25,000, bonus 50,000, gratuity fully taxable 30,000, employer's contribution to RPF 20% of basic 36,000, exempt 12% of salary 2760 will be taxable, interest as I had told you 5,500, and gift you could have taken gift 5,000, doesn't matter, you could have taken gift 5,000, it is absolutely okay with me. Perquisite value 8,500, standard deduction 50,000. So friends, what is the salary for you all? Those who have calculated salary, what is the salary for you all? Huh? 4 lakh, 4 lakh 760. Don't worry with this figure because I have taken here 10k. You may have taken 5k. So it's absolutely acceptable. So how many of you got salaries correct? Very good. PGBP, how many of you got correct? Only one figure, 1,80,000. Then income from other sources, 13,400. How many of you got 13,400 correct? Then don't worry about your GTI. There would be 5,000 rupees difference. That is absolutely fine. ATC deduction. Did you get total of ATC deduction 125,370? How many of you got 125,370? How many of you got 125,370? Very good. Check. LIC premium 15,370. Investment in NSC 30,000. FD of 5 years 50,000. And employees contribution to RPF 30,000. Then 80D deduction, medical insurance premium 22,500. 80G deduction. How many of you got 80G deduction correct? 80G deduction should be 10,600. Okay, it was very simple. 80G deduction. One of the donation was 100% and other was 50%. And 50% of what you have donated, or 50% of 10% of adjusted total income. But don't worry, that adjusted total income was a huge amount. So that was not a problem. Then have you got total income of 44690? You may have got 435,690. And your income tax payable was there, but you are following normal regime, that is regular provisions, rebate because total income does not exceed 5 lakh, not 7 lakh. We are doing normal regime, normal, old provisions. old provisions, total income not exceeding 5 lakhs. So you get full amount, means tax payable or 12,500 as rebate. So tax payable is nil, but there is a TDS that has happened. TDS has happened on that 7,540's income. So 7,540 into 10%, 754 is your amount of tax that will be refunded to you, because 754 TDS has happened. So eventually tax that you will get as refund is 750 rupees. So who got exact 750 refund answer? No? One mistake? One mistake? Who did one mistake? Any one mistake? Acha, two mistakes. What two mistakes? Friends, I would love to hear where you got stuck. Don't hide your faces from me. Look at me and tell me where you got stuck. Salary is what happened in salary. Salary was straightforward, no? In which point you got stuck in salary? It's absolutely okay to be stuck in 1 to 2 points, no problem. Okay, so I hope all watching online have also completed it. See, alternative view was possible and your income from salaries could have been 4 lakh 760 as we have calculated. And this is your deductions, donation deduction calculation. Okay, Prime Minister National Relief Fund 100% and donation to institution approved under ATG 50% of 11,000. Okay, or 50% of 10% of adjusted total income. Adjusted total income came to 4,51,290. See this adjusted total income. Friends, if you are sincere, you will get the answer. Adjusted gross total income is also not difficult. Gross total income minus deduction of 80C and 80D, that has given you adjusted gross total income. You have to take 10% of that. Who got 80G correct? Very good. So 80G was according to me the most thing that you could have had issue in. Fine. So I hope you have followed this. I'll see you in the next session. We will keep on practicing more such questions. But for tomorrow, next session, we will do advanced tax, TDS and TCS. That's it. Thank you.